Okay, permutations is an arrangement of items in a particular order. You can often find them a number of permutations of some sets of items by using the multiplication counting principle. Okay? So the first thing is how many different ways, how many permutations. This is all about probability and how many possible outcomes you have. So this is just to find the bottom number of your fraction usually. How many possible outcomes, okay? How many permutations are there of the numbers 3, 2, 1? So how many different ways can I arrange 3, 2, 1? Let's try it. Okay, we're actually going to do this. Okay, we can do 3, we can do 2, we can do 1. We can do 3, we can do 1, we can do 2, right? Then I can do 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. Then I can do 1 and 2 and 3. Then I can do 1 and 3 and 2. I think that's it. Yes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total of 6. Okay? Now you can do that every single time. However, if you become, yes, we're going to get there in a second. Okay? Yes, we can just. Okay? But I'm explaining why we're going to just. Okay? So this is fine if we have small amounts. It's if we have, let's say, there's 10 things that I want to arrange in an order, in any particular order. Okay? That's going to be hard to list out all the possible ways I can order them. Okay? So we can just do what everyone wants me to do, which is just 3 times 2 times 1. And that gives me 6. And that will work with any amount of numbers I want to arrange or any amount of things I want to arrange if you just multiply them all together. Now even that can become annoying if we have a lot of things we want to arrange or find a possible number of ways I can arrange things. So we have a new operation, which is a factorial. For any positive integer n factorial equals n times n minus 1. Okay? And it keeps going forever. So 3 times 2 times 1. So if I have 6 factorial, it gives me 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? You have this button on your calculator. Okay? Yes. So when you find your calculator, okay, if you have, no one doesn't. Let's see. Yes, you do. Find a button that says probability, PRB. Okay, some of you actually have this button or this button. Okay, find one of those buttons. My little ones, if you borrowed my little ones, they have the end of the X that's right by the red button. Okay? So what you guys want to do is you have the probability button you're going to hit in the number 6. Okay? Then push that button. And scroll down till you get to the exclamation point. And that will give you what that number is. Did we get what that number was? 720, right? Anyone not able to do this on their calculator? You and your math button. Then you're going to go to probability. Okay, so that's our wonderful buttons on our calculators. Okay, if you don't have that button, you're using an old school calculator, then you get to enter 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then it goes all to 0. Don't do 0. Okay, so then we're going to find how many ways can you schedule 10 dogs to get groomed? So that is 10 factorial, and it should be 3 million something. Okay. Any questions over that? Okay, now permutations is a way of finding a number if we care about what order we're chosen in. So if we go, oh, so annoying. Shove it in my pocket. If we go to a raffle, okay, and at the raffle, they're going to raffle off a car. Yes, we're going to raffle off a car. They're going to raffle off $1,000. They're going to raffle off a toaster, right? Okay, if you're wondering who's going to pull that first one, do you want to win that car or do you want to win that toaster? So that order matters, right? I care which one I get pulled in, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to worry about. If we go and we're going to raffle off a trip to Hawaii and all of the people I pull get to go to Hawaii, do I care what order I get picked? No, because I still get to go to Hawaii. So this one order is when order matters. Or it could also be if I'm in a contest and I want first, second, or third prize. So it's first, second, or third winning trophies. Okay, does that matter to me? To me it does, because I want to win and I want to be first. Okay, so that would be a permutation. Now we have this as permutation. N is the number of possible people. So if there's 30 people in the raffle, that's your N. And they're picking 5 tickets, that's your R. Okay? This is the actual formula. The N factorial, so the number of people involved factorial, divided by, subtract the 2, N minus R factorial. Okay? So if we have this, this is what it looks like. 10 factorial divided by 10 minus 4. Now you have that button. Okay. Okay, so if you can find that button, it looks like this in your calculator. If you have the probability button, then it's in that spot. If you don't, then you have to find it somewhere on your calculator. If you have my little ones, you don't have that button. You have to enter it like this. I'll show you an easier way to do it with that kind of calculator in a second. Okay, did we get an answer for this? Okay, 5,004.
Yeah, 5,040.
Oh, 40. Yep. So you're going to enter the number 10 first. Then you're going to hit your button. Then you're going to hit the number 4. Let me make sure 5,040 should be is what it should be. Well, you're doing it for the first time. I'll show you in a second. Yes, 5,040. Then you just hit the button wrong. So hit 10. No, don't do this. Delete all that. Hit 10. Okay. So those of us who don't have that button on our calculators, let me show you how you're going to do this. Everybody's writing this down, not just me. Everybody, even if you have a calculator. Everyone's writing this down. So for this, we're going to write out the formula. Please stop talking. 15 minus 6 factorial. Make sure the factorial is outside. What this is, okay, we have to write small, 15. We're going to write it all out. I don't care if you already have a calculator. Everyone's writing it out so you remember what happens. So 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 2 times 1. Oh boy, did I skip 3? Sorry. Times 3 times 2 times 1. I knew I was going to skip a number. I know. Counting's hard. Okay, 15 minus 6 then is 9, right? So I'm actually going to put 9 factorial on the bottom. So 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. 15 minus 6 is 9. 3. Yes. Times 2 times 1. Yes.
So, on the text, will it be like, will we ever have a question, or we have to write it all the way out?
If you don't have the proper calculator, I might have you write the formula, yes. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, so now let's just review our actual amazing division skills. What's 9 divided by 9? What's 8 divided by 8? right, 7, 6, 5. So I can really just cancel all of this out. And for those of us who don't have our wonderful calculators, you just need to multiply 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10. And what does that give me? Okay, and if you use your button, you got the same answer. But I'm showing you what's actually occurring in this. Okay? Because it might be easier for you to do this if you do not have a good calculator with you. Okay. We can do that same thing with word problems. Let me demonstrate this. Okay, again, the side conversations need to stop. Okay, 7 yachts are entering a race for first, second, and third place. Will be given to the 3 fastest yachts. How many arrangements of first, second, and third places are possible with 7 yachts? Okay, so since there's 7 total, you can do what we just did. Okay, if there's 7, the first time I can choose 1 out of 7. The second time, how many are left now? So I'm going to choose from 6. I can choose 6 out of them. And then the third time, how many are left to choose? 5. Since there's only 3 places, I don't care about anybody else. I'm just going to multiply 7 times 6 times 5 and get 210. So those are possible arrangements of first, second, and third place. Any questions over that? Yes? Top 3. So the first time I can pick out of 7 choices, right? The second I've taken 1 away, so now I can only pick out of 6. The third time I take another 1 away, so I can only choose out of 5. Yes? We're going to get that right now. No, don't. You just do what we did on that calculate this. Let me show you. You can also use your permutations. Yes? What do you mean? 4 numbers? Do I care about 4th place? first, second, and third is 3, right? I'm choosing 3 of them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 3 numbers. Well, I'll show you this.
You choose the 3 books to the left instead of
It means like, why aren't you doing 1, 2, 3 instead of 7, 6, 5? It'd be 7 minus.
Because there's 7 yachts I'm choosing from, not 3 yachts I'm choosing from. You should subtract. This is your issue. It's 10 minus 4, so this would be 7 minus 3. And there'd be 4, 3, 2, 1, that'd cancel all these out. And then 7 times 6 times 5. Does that make sense? You wrote your formula down wrong. Okay, or you can use your permutations. Okay, this is easier if you don't have a wonderful calculator. Okay, this might be easier. So since there's 7 yachts, I'm going to choose from 7, the permutation, and I'm choosing 3. So 7P3, and you'll get also 210. Any questions over that? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, we're going to move on to combinations because we're running out of time here. Okay, combination is when I don't care what order they are in. Okay, it's that raffle that we all win Hawaii trips. Okay, I don't care if I get to pick first, second, or third. We all get to go. And so combinations is just slightly different. Instead of n factorial divided by the n minus r, they put the extra r here. So this is what's different. This is the only thing that's different, is this right here. Let's fix this because I put an 8 here and there should be a 2. Make this a 2. You also have this button on your calculator. Instead of the P, it's the C. And what does that give me? Combinations. It's a combination instead of a permutation where order matters.
28.
It's a different button. Any other questions? So find the button that says NCR instead of NPR. And what do we get? 28? Any questions over that? Okay, so let's see how this works. Okay, if we don't have a fancy calculator. Okay, and then it's the 8 minus 3 factorial here. Everyone, we're writing all of this out, please. So this is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 3 times 2 times 1. And then this is 8 minus 3, so it's actually 5 factorial. So then times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So just like in permutations, you can cancel out some. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goes away, and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goes away. But then you have 8 times 7 times 6 on the bottom, or on the top, and that is what? $336 divided by the 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6, and you should get 54. 56, sorry. 56. Any questions over that? So that's how you do it if you didn't have a fancy calculator. Any questions? Where'd I get what? Okay, now let's go to G. Manuel owns 8 baseball hats and 10 sweatshirts. He's packing for a trip and wants to bring 3 hats and 4 sweatshirts. How many ways can he choose what to pack? So let's start with the baseball hats. Do I care what order I pick my baseball hats?
No.
Right, they're all going on the trip. Okay, so it's going to be using combinations instead of permutations. So there's 8 baseball hats I'm choosing from. And how many hats am I taking with me? 3. And let's do the sweatshirts. I have 10 sweatshirts to choose from. And how many taking with me?
4.
4. Now is this together or separate? Right, together. So that means an and, so you're multiplying these together. So you're going to find a combination of 8, 2, 3. And times the combination of 10, choose 4. And let's start with just those numbers. So this is 56 times so you times this by 210, 11,763, 0. Sorry. Okay, so your homework you need to write down for me on this page. It's out of the book, page 354. $54. 1 through 31. I'll sit down so everyone can see. All. 73 and 74. Okay.